It's raw. It's raw every goddamn year.
Yes, Lord.
CIRV'N RAW, goddamn.
Subscribe to CIRV'N IT RAW and let's keep it
all the way funky, uncut, raw. CIRV'N IT RAW, just like my boy Gutter Kane.
I want it raw.
Yes, Lord. You done tapped on the CIRV'N IT RAW podcast. I'm your host, Gutter Kane, the Gutter Man, the Pyrex Iron Chef. And today, I'm thrilled to introduce a remarkable guest. This talented gentleman is a songwriter and rap artist who consistently dominates every track he touches. I want to welcome to CIRV'N IT RAW, King Shampz. What's happening now?
What's going on, player? That's a hell of a fine intro right there, baby. That's a hell of a fine intro right there. But see, that's the thing. We dealing facts, not fiction. You know what I'm saying? So we right there with it, man. I'm glad to be a guest on the show, man. Been a long time coming, man, but I'm glad we're able to make it happen.
Yes. Hey, man, I appreciate this too. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna dive right off in these questions because I got some I know it's a lot of people out there that really want to know, what you bringing, and well, you and your brother actually really bring and stuff, So the first thing I want to start with is, where are you originally from?
I'm from West Philly, man. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Me and my brother grew up here, born and raised, you know what I'm saying, in Philly, and never left, man, never left. You know what I mean? We got family, from the South, so always salute to the South. All our family from North Carolina, South Carolina, you know what I mean, Georgia, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and everything. But like us, where we come from, we from Philly, man. West Philly, South Side to be exact, man. We putting it back on the mizak.
Now, how does growing up in West Philly influence your music style?
Oh, man, heavily, because that's where you from. You're always influenced by your environment, right? You know what I mean? It don't matter what's really going on, in your environment. The shit is just going to start giving you that mindset, that mentality to start going after whatever it is, whether it's the hustle game, whether it's the music game, or whatever the case may be. That your environment dictates everything. You know what I mean? How you walk, how you talk, how you act. So musically, definitely. You know what I mean? We always want to kind of spit that raw street gutter shit. You know what I mean? On a consistent basis. We always want to kind of have a pulse on where we from and put that shit on the record. So when you hear King Shampz rapping, you're like, you know what? This is how West Philly sounds like. You know what I mean? This is how it should be represented. It's a good depiction of what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So the streets of West Philly definitely influence me. Philadelphia definitely influences me, man. The way I talk, the way I walk, the way I act, my attitude, my swagger, everything. So it's a part of me, man, 1,000,000,000%.
Okay. Now, you have an album on Spotify, Rise of Corleone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, now, I got to ask this question. Now, what's the story behind the nickname? Because Corleone is actually, is that the nickname for West Philly?
Nah, that's the nickname of our block, where we from, at West Philly. Okay. Yeah, that's the nickname for our block that we bestowed upon it. You know what I mean? Corleone, because, there's a lot of mob figures. You know what I mean? A lot of street guys, you know what I mean, that come from our side of town. So, we just wanted to kind of put our block on things, and kind of distinct ourselves from everywhere else. You know how it is growing up in certain neighborhoods. You can have the south side, the east side, the west side of the same neighborhood. It could be the same spot, but it's these 4 different corners of motherfuckers getting into it. So we from the south side, we represent for our block. And Rise of Corleone, to be honest, I came up with the name because I wanted my project to be something epic. I wanted it to sound epic because the music to me sounded epic. So I wanted to have a title that grasped people. You know what I mean? That like grabs you. When you see that title, you're like, damn, Rise of Corleone. It's almost like when you got that Death Row Records on your hat. It's certain shit, you know what I mean, that like gets you going, where it's like, you'll look, you like Death Row. Like, if you saw that for the first time, you're going to be intrigued by that. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to have something that kind of mirrored what the music was giving off. You know what I'm saying? So Rise of Corleone was definitely that. And we named it after the block, you know what I mean? But also to let people know that it was the rise of Corleone, the rise of our block, the rise of Dead Wrong Records, the rise of Dead Wrong Entertainment. You know what I mean? It had like 100 different meanings behind it, but the rise was one thing for sure. Like, you about to see this ascension, nigga. Like this is some different shit. This ain't no play shit that we doing here. You know what I mean? So that's definitely where it came from, for sure, from our block.
Okay, because I was about to ask you what was the message you were trying to send with that, but you went on to answer that motherfucker before I even got to it.
Nah, I try to be thorough, bro. I try to be thorough as a motherfucker, man, because, a lot of people, get on these different interviews and shit, and somebody asks them a question, they been them around the block and go here and go there. It's like, nigga, I asked you this direct question. Can we stick on that and give me something with it? You know what I mean? Give me a real answer. So I try to be as transparent as I can be.
Okay. Now, West Philly, 187.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monster.
Now, why is that song such a significant milestone in your career?
Oh man, that's a hell of a hard question. I'm loving the questions first and foremost. This is what a professional look like, y'all. Just let y'all know. This is what a professional look like. Come and prepared. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
Shit right there.
Real shit. Like come and prepare, really knowing what to do. To answer that, man, it's very, very big in my career because it actually shows exactly where I'm from and exactly what's going on at that moment in time and still going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like what that record embodies for me is my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? It embodies what I am as a man, who I am as a person. You know what I mean? What kind of gave me principles? What kind of gave me morals? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot deeper than just that video. It's like, yo, this is my life. This is me and my brother's life. We from West Philly. You know what I'm saying? Our whole family. You know what I'm saying? West Philly born and raised. So it's a lot of pride in that. And I feel like, in the hip hop culture, you always want to represent where you're from. So we wanted to kind of put our side of shit on the map. Meek Mill, much respect to him, but he from North Philly. You know what I mean? Uzi Vert is from North Philly. West Philly, of course, we got Will Smith. He's one of the biggest entertainers in the world. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. He put our neighborhood on the map. I tell people all the time, like, West Philly, whether you like it or not. We got the biggest song in the world, West Philadelphia, born and raised. Every nigga know that song. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of, you know what I mean? Like where you come from, you know that shit. So our hood, I tell people that niggas be dying. They be like, yo, this nigga crazy. I'm like, nah, we the most famous hood in the world. Fuck you talking about. But still, to answer the question, man, it's the essence of me. You know what I mean? It's the essence of Dead Wrong Records. It's the essence of Dead Wrong Entertainment, where this thing started from. You know what I mean? So we figured that it would only be befitting to go on ahead and do that record as the first single of Rise of Corleone, because it's like, nah, we're going to show y'all motherfuckers exactly where we coming from. This that raw, uncut street shit and this real shit. Real street guys. You know what I'm saying? Not no play bullshit, you know what I mean? Because niggas like to pump fake, niggas like to, spectate, and niggas like to deliberate, but they don't never want to be in the shit where niggas making it shake. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to show that. You know what I mean? We wanted to be able to show that and be like, yo, this is our hood, this is where we coming from, and y'all gonna get used to this shit.
Okay. Now, if people haven't checked out, go online, Spotify, go on YouTube, check out West Philly 187. Yes. Because that song definitely summarizes, you know what I'm saying, what you and your brother got going on in West Philly. Yeah, it's a whole nother sound. Please listen to the man, because I guarantee you, when you press on that motherfucker, it's a monster, cuz. Like, it really give you that street energy. You know what I'm saying? If y'all fuck with bars, if y'all fuck with real dope lit production, but it's still like gutter and grimy, yo, come fuck with us. It's real street hustler music. We making hustler music great again, nigga. That's the time we is on. Now, speaking of Dead Wrong Records, because I know you said it a lot of times, so let's tap into that. So I want to transition to this. In what ways have you and your brother shaped the independent music scene in West Philly, or actually just Philly, with the label Dead Wrong Records? Because it's sticking to that grittiness, but it has a little bit more. Like you have some songs that I can see, obviously can be played on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Got some stuff for the shit, but you sticking to that grittiness, and so I just want to know, like, you know, what you and your brother got going on, because I know y'all are not a duo, which a lot of people have interviewed y'all and think that y'all are a duo, but it's like,
Yeah.
I know you rap, your brother does the production, y'all just work together a lot. So, but what is Dead Wrong Records, and what is it like? How is it shaping the independent scene down there in Philly?
First of all, that's a great question. Because you always want to know when people are talking all of this shit. Well, what is your direct impact? You know what I mean? Are you really impacting people? Are you really getting people to buy into what you're selling? And I think what we're showing a lot of the younger guys, especially, you know, the teenager young boys coming up in the hood, it's like, yo, you can go on ahead and build this shit up from scratch and create your own sound. Just be ready to push it and be ready to promote it. Like I tell people all the time, if you don't know who I am, Google me, man. And I ain't even on no bullshit, no arrogant shit or nothing. It's just like we didn't put the time and the work in, and we've been played all over the world. And what we show them is like, yo, it's so many different people that are outside of your area, outside of your comfort zone, that you could go on ahead and tap in. There's so many different networks that you can go on ahead and tap into where you don't have to remain local. You can become global. You know what I'm saying? And we're preaching from leading by example instead of just talking it. You know, a lot of people just talk shit and talk shit and talk shit and don't really accomplish nothing. It's like, yo, we got records that are on radio right now. You know what I'm saying? A record like that is doing numbers on radio right now. I got maybe 10 Toronto radio stations playing it right now. I got maybe 5 or 6 radio stations in Paris right now playing an all white everything off the project. You know what I mean? I've done interviews with a lot of the top UK DJs and UK radio stations, and it's because we decided to take shit to the next level without having the major backing, not having the major resource dollars that a lot of people have. And we're showing, in turn, going back to the point, how you can become a force without having to have all of this bullshit. We're preaching your network is your net worth. That's what we're giving a lot of the different guys. A lot of different artists hit me up all the time like, bro, you on a podcast damn near every week. You want an interview every week. I'm like, nigga, because I'm working. Here's the formula to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Here's the formula to it. And I think we're giving people, not only here locally, but globally. I got homies from South Africa that are doing music that fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? That is send me music like, yo, bro, I'm hearing your sound of how you doing shit. Where it's like, you still, like you said, spitting grimy gutter shit, but then you got shit that's like bumping for real. Like you could put this on a Sprite commercial. You could put this on a Taco Bell commercial. You could put this shit in so many different places. I hear it, I see it, and I feel it. And when you start to create music like that, and you start to show people the way as far as giving them those tools to be successful, yo, it's easy money. That's how you can start impacting people, by showing them the way and not being a gatekeeper. Even though I'm not where I need to be, if it's somebody that sees you and it's like, yo, I want to get on his show, I'm going to be like, yo, here's his email, go on ahead and build. Because if we build this community together, we all eat. Yeah. And that's what we try to preach as well. We try to preach a community thing, not only in the music business, but just in the business world in general. Because as you know, the more and more contacts you have, the more and more network you have, the more you can expand shit. So I hope that answers it, because I'm a motherfucker that's going to give it to you all the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I appreciate it. Look. Let niggas know what time I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
No. I get it, because one thing I admire is you reached out to me, but you have you and your brother have a drive. Like, y'all been grinding, and I was able to notice that. I was like, okay, let me Google him and let me just see, because I tell people all the time, like, they hit up a lot of these platforms and be like, hey, let me get on, let me do an interview, let me get an interview. And then you Google their name and they got like one video. You have to have some type of content and shit going on in order to do an interview. Now, you can get on a platform and do an interview, and I can give you generic questions like, who would you like to collab with? Who was your influences growing up? But if you want me to do some research and actually listen to your music, check out your project, and actually have a natural, legitimate conversation like how me and you are having.
Yeah.
You got to have some damn content out there and give me something to work with as a journalist. Okay.
Real shit though. Real shit, because everybody got a job to do, right?
Yeah.
Like I know you get sick of that shit where a motherfucker come up here and they not accomplished and you talking heavy. And that's another thing, bro. We got to get these niggas out the way. We got to weed them out the way, baby. We got to weed them out the way. Hey, nigga, if you ain't working, if you ain't putting this fucking time in, get the fuck out the way. Because y'all niggas is in the way. Y'all just are. Stop sitting here coming to people with one video, with one song that y'all niggas dropped in 2010, and you sitting here talking heavy like you heavy out here right now. You ain't heavy doing shit. What you doing? Because this shit is more business than talent. You got to be on your shit. You got to be on your grind. You got to be selling your product. You got to keep it moving. You got to push this shit.
Yeah, you got.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like real shit, bro. We gotta talk to them. This is family right now talking now. The world just seeing it. But if you a hustler, I don't care where you from, we family. So we talking a family lingo that a lot of niggas gotta get to, and they gonna get to it. They gonna get to it.
Already. Now, one thing I want to point out about your, like, out of everything I've heard you rap, you have a thing when it comes to storytelling. You're very distinctive. So
yeah.
But how does your distinctive storytelling differentiates you from other hip hop artists?
Well, I feel like my story is authentic. I feel like I'm drawing from not only inspirations as far as being able to create my story for the listener, but telling my story from my true experience, my life. You know what I'm saying? Not no shit, again, that I'm trying to take from somebody else. Of course, from an artistic point of view, I'm like, yo, Nas was spitting on the message. Let me see if I can, you know what I mean, spit like that from an artistic side of things. But it's not like I'm trying to take his life. You know what I mean? Or try to mirror somebody else's shit. It's like, no, I'm from West Philly. I was gang banging. I was selling drugs. I was hustling. I was getting down on the interstates. I know, like, if you know the lingo, you know the lingo. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Again, so when I'm writing that shit and you can hear it, like if you listen to No Reasons and Flexing, I'm talking that kind of shit. We had beef in them summer months. Show these niggas where I'm coming from, straight up out the slums, packing guns. I'm a monster when it comes to drums. Like I'm saying that shit, it can flow real fine and it could be like this, but that's real shit. Niggas had beef. Niggas had to turn around and make shit shake. Niggas had to get on it. So my life is authentic. When you listening to the record, it's not no bullshit. It's 100% raw. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, from an artistic perspective, it could be like, oh, you know what? That flow remind me of Hove or Nas or, you know, Juve or BG or, you know, Snoop or whoever. You know what I mean? Because we all have musical influences. But I think why my shit sounds the way it sounds is because it's authentic. And to be honest, I'm a writer. Like, I'm not a motherfucking nigga that's just rapping. I'm writing and I read a lot. And I understand that in order to get certain things over, you have to have a certain kind of voice. You have to have a certain kind of presence on a record. All of the great artists had presence on records. I don't care if it's R&B. I don't care if it's hip hop. I don't care if it's pop. All of the great ones have a distinct voice, a distinct sound, and a way that they kind of push their words out. So I studied the greats to learn how to do that as well. But as far as like when I'm telling it, when I'm saying those words, that's my life. You know what I mean? It ain't no storybook shit. You know what I mean? But I studied those artists to get like that so I could give you that graphic depiction of what's really going on. Because that's really what's happening in my life or has happened in my life or my homie's life. So I'm not only telling my stories, but I'm telling the stories of where I come from, and it comes off that way. And I'm glad that you can hear it and more people is getting on the wave, man.
Yeah, it's King Shampz, baby. Yeah.
360. Let's get it. I keep it 360. My flow is above niggas mentally. Flow of the century lyrically. You ain't fucking with me all around. Pound for pound, a soldier that's Persian. From the belly of the beast, watch a ghetto prince immersion. I'm hurting the competition. Did I mention I'm a pyramid, an alien that talk to Egyptians? The sky is my playground. Destroy the works of the devil. A new Black Panther. I'm a project of the rebels. New revolution. Huey Newton goes forever shooting money. I'm pursuing this game. Screwed up like Houston. I keep it moving and roll with 360 niggas, drug dealers from the concrete jungle. 360 gorillas is none other than a fly patriot. I do this for my young niggas that try to make it. One of the most prolific 360. I cover all bases, never racist. Took the red pill, left these niggas stuck up in the matrix. I let it see the jealousy on their faces. I serve my fiends like a waiter. The streets anticipating the message of Guevara in the swag of Peter Bateman. I know you love my style. All these cops up on my dick, they love the racial profile, but I just smile, looking for a better day. Ghetto child run the wild, call me Donnie Hathaway.
360 degrees, got your city under siege. 360 degrees, got your city under siege. 360 degrees, got your city under siege. And this thing y'all call rap, we taking it with ease. 360 degrees, got your city under siege. 360 degrees, got your city under siege. 360 degrees, got your city under siege. And this thing y'all call rap, we taking it with ease.
Okay. Now, speaking of influence and stuff, this is where my lovely question. Shout out to my brother. What is your top 5 favorite rappers of all times, dead or alive?
Oh man, that always switch out, but I think it is going to be and in no order. Big is on that list. Nas is on that list. Jay is on that list. For my top 5,
that was 3. Right?
Yeah. I'm probably going to put maybe Rakim there
already
and Scarface.
Hey, I knew you was gonna say Face, because when I listened to you when it comes to the storytelling, I was like, yeah, you have a face, a Scarface aesthetic or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Storytelling and shit.
Yeah. Face Mob, bro. Like that nigga different. He's different. Like listening to the Fix. I literally watch his Tiny Desk that just dropped maybe like 6 times in the fucking row. Just watching how he controls words.
Yeah.
How he literally tells you the stories. And they his stories too. So that's another thing. A lot of that shit Face Mob is spitting is authentic. It ain't a lot of bullshit with that. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, Face Mob, the top 5 for me. Yeah, he got to be in my top for sure. But that authenticity is something that's needed because, you know, everybody I feel like in rap is like a news reporter. They just reporting where they come from, live from where they come from. So you want to have that authentic feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we all are kind of news reporters in that way, where it's like, shit, can't nobody tell me what's going on out in Compton. You know what I mean? Like with Death Row, like we didn't know what was going on in Long Beach and all this and the third. So them niggas had to tell us what was going on. They was authentic. You know what I mean? Easy in, them niggas was authentic. They was letting us know what was going on with Kelly Park. You know what I mean? With, you know, different parts in Compton and shit like that. You know, when you listen to, you know, Boosie down in, you know, Louisiana, he telling you about Baton Rouge. You know what I mean? Like he's reporting live from where he's from and being authentic. Same thing with like a Beanie Siegel from our city. You know what I mean? He was spitting live from Philly. He was letting niggas know what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I feel like it's kind of an obligation to kind of have that authenticity. Because if you don't have it, what are we doing? This is what the genre is based off of. So keeping it real is 100% the norm, or at least it should be.
No, you 100 on that one. And one thing I want to point out is how has your musical style evolved from Dawn of the Dead to the Rise of Corleone?
Oh man, Dawn of the Dead was actually, I feel like, the start of this new sound. You know, when we was basically talking on some backstage type shit earlier, I was basically telling you, and I'll tell the people as well, it's something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and I'm gonna break it down to y'all. It is an old version of how people rap. Because unfortunately now, being able to rap is damn near becoming a lost art, so people consider it old. Doesn't mean that it is. It does not mean that it is, but that's what it's being considered to be. When I say something new, I got lit flows. I got the hooks. We got the beats that can make the bitches shake their ass and pop that pussy in the middle of the club too, nigga. But we still got that fucking raw street gutter shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to blend both styles and get that shit rocking and rolling. And then something borrowed is going from the greats. You know what I mean? Like all of the greats. And I'm not one of those people that's a region hater because I love hip hop. I'm a big Pimp C fan, Scarface fan, Jay-Z fan. You know what I mean? Like these dudes have just as much as Pimp C's got just as much influence over me as a Nas does. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to UGK Murder all the time. That's one of my favorite records. You know what I'm saying? Like Pimp C be spitting that fucking shit on that shit, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like I fuck with that shit. So, when I say it's something borrowed, it's like I'm coming from all the legends. You know what I mean? Snoop Dogg out west, Dre and them out west. You know what I mean? Down south, Louisiana, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, like that whole sound with Juvie and them. You know what I mean? BG, I'm a cleaned up man. Like that shit is my shit. You know what I mean? Like that's my shit. Like I study all of these guys. You know what I mean? Midwest, your Kanye's. I'm a student of the game, so saying all of that to say is something borrowed. And then, it's something blue. We come from the blue team with a lot of shit too. So, niggas know what it is. You know what I mean? We ain't got to get into all the specifics of being terrific, but niggas know what time it is. So that's kind of how the music sound is. That's how we crafted this shit, man. And I feel like when you listen to it, you get that sound where it's like, yo, this is something different. This is a different energy. Like when you listen to the music, it gets you moving. You can still move to it. It don't make you want to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You can move your head. You can vibe. You know what I mean? It gives you that energy. It don't give you like that I'm about to fall asleep shit. You know what I mean? I done smoked 3 blunts and sipped my drink and now I'm leaning over to the scissor type shit. Like, it don't give you that. It's like, nah, there's some like hustler shit. It's some raw shit, but there's some wave to it. There's some pop to it. You know what I mean? So like, that's what we pushing. That's the mission for real. That's the sound.
Okay. What's your thoughts on the current state of hip hop? Matter of fact, because I've heard you, because throughout the interview so far, you kind of putting it out there like hip hop is a dead art or it's dying. So yeah. So what? I just want to
shit. It's shit right now.
Do you feel like it's that because of the repetitiveness? Like everybody kind of sounding the same, or do you have a different aspect of what you think the situation is?
It's all of the above, bro. You ever take a test where that shit say A, B, C, D, and then D say all of the above? Let's just circle D in this motherfucker one time, okay? It's all of the above, man. It's no originality. Everything sounds the same. Everything is repetitive. And then people are just scared to actually do something that we're doing. You know what I mean? Actually do something like we were talking about that a Griselda is doing. Actually you do something that like a Larry June is doing with his sound right now. Actually do something with like the Detroit niggas. Shout out to like Doug and those guys, like doing their own sound. Like they ain't really dick eating off nobody else's shit. They're like, oh, you know what? This shit right here is what I feel like rapping and where I come from and authentic to me. And I'm gonna tell this shit. And guess what? It may take a little while because when you're starting something new, it's not going to happen overnight. But if you're building it brick by brick, guess what? You want to have a whole empire soon. And motherfuckers is going to be like, whoa, like you really decided to step out the box. And now you really getting shit rolling for yourself. And I feel like the current state of hip hop, everybody's scared to be leaders. It's too much following going on. Like, don't get me wrong. You've always had to get radio records. That's never changing. Like niggas got to get out their way and they mindset with that shit. Like it's like, oh, they don't want to hear no hip hop. Nah, nigga, they don't want to hear no Dusty Loop on the fucking radio. Make some shit for the bitches they can get with. But guess what? For the niggas that's grimy, for the niggas that's hustling, put that music together too. Have a balance. Biggie Smalls to me was the best one that did that because he had the records for the streets. He had the Machine Gun Funks and the, Downfall records. But then that nigga dropped One More Chance too. At the same time.
But Biggie didn't want to drop a lot of that shit.
No, not at all.
Puffy had to be, look, hey, I don't like the shit Diddy in, but Diddy was the one that was like, hey, put out these and we'll put the street shit on the on the side B's and shit.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying though.
And that but that's 100% facts too. He didn't, but he had to learn a way. And like you said, regardless of what Puff going through right now, I'm a person that can separate the man from whatever his life is. His work, Puff a legend. Marketing, he a legend. Because he literally put Big, like you said, in that position to win. Because he didn't want to do those records, but he had the vision. And he's one of my main influences from that perspective, where it's like having a vision to make records, having a vision to put shit out there to the radio, but still keep it street. Mm-hmm. And I feel going back to the point of hip hop, guys don't have that balance anymore. They either have way too much street shit or way too much singy-songy shit, and they can't bridge the gap.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, is there any new artists that you would be that you do listen to?
Yeah, you know what? I like Larry June.
Yeah.
I like Larry June's music. I think he's dope. I think he's got a dope sound and an ear for beats. I like 42 Doug's earlier shit. I like some of his shit out of Detroit. I like that sound. I like the drill shit too. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. I like the Fabio Foreign direction that he's taking the shit. I like that drill kind of shit there. Shout out Griselda, Spesh.
Yeah, the usual suspects.
Yeah, I was about to say the shit niggas already know. Like, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I fuck with them, but I really just be focused in on, creating my own sound. I'm listening to like everything that was like legendary. I still a pop in, you know what I mean, hear what's going on, so I ain't sounded dated out this motherfucker.
Oh no, I just wanted to get your input on it. Can you give us any hints about about the direction or theme of your upcoming album or EP?
Oh yeah, that shit about to be fired. That's all you need to know, baby. No. It's gonna be, listen, it's going to be an epic project. It's definitely going to follow a lot of the same formula from Azzon and Corleone and Dawn of the Dead. And to the people that's out on all streaming platforms, you can go in here and check that shit out. We actually have a label project, Murder Files Volume 1, that's out right now too. That shows our label, Frio and Black. They on a couple of records. Shout out to them. Those records are phenomenal. Go check that shit out on all streaming platforms. And songs like That. Go check that video out too, along with West Philly 187. That's on YouTube. That kind of sound, where it's like lit, but it's violent, but it's still bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going for that kind of sound, and enhancing that kind of sound. So it's definitely going to be a step up in the next direction as far as sound and production and the lyrics and flows as well. So I want people to expect another classic, man. Something that's going to be, and foundation for years to come, where niggas gonna come back 50, 100 years from now and be like, yo, this was the dead wrong era. These are the projects that started it off. You know how we be watching the documentaries and you be seeing the motherfuckers talk about, oh, this is the project that made them. These the projects that got it going. That shit is gonna be that way with this new project. And I'm excited to get it to the people, man. I'm excited. I want to get that energy. I ain't telling nobody the name of it yet, man, because I don't know the name of the shit yet.
All right. I want to thank you for taking the time. Let everybody know how they can reach you.
Yeah.
On social media.
Word. Again, bro, I appreciate you taking the time out, man. This has been a hell of a fire interview. First and foremost, I appreciate your professionalism and being on point, number one. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at King Shampz. That's KINGSHAMPZ. You can follow me on Twitter at the same handle as well. That's KINGSHAMPZ. And then you can check out all the music on all streaming platforms. Google my name and it's going to come up on all streaming platforms. I don't care what you got. The music is on there. The projects you want to go check out, Rise of Corleone, is a fucking classic. Like if you want to hear some real bars, some real shit, like street energy, but it's a bop and it's lit, and that shit can get you moving and grooving, like get you ready for the hustle, get you ready for the day. Go pop that Rise of Corleone shit on. And then you can go find out the origin story. Yeah, you know what I mean, I don't know if you into Marvel or whatever, but you know, niggas got origin stories too, nigga. You feel me? Like the big, I got an origin story too. Go check out the beginnings if you want to hear the beginning of how this shit started. That's on all streaming platforms. That's like the beginning of the story. And then Dawn of the Dead is one of those things too, where it shows the evolution of the sound that you hear now. You know what I'm saying? So when you go listen to that shit chronologically, it shows you the beginning, the now, and the future. And all of that shit is on all streaming platforms. So go fuck with me, man. If you want to hear a new version of fresh, new hip-hop, lit hip-hop with raw street hustling elements, real bars, real production, and authentic storytelling, supreme lyricism, dope elite production. If you ready to hear something different, if your ears is tired of that mundane bullshit, come fuck with Dead Wrong, baby.
Now, do you plan on doing any? I know your brother does all the production. Is that just going to be the marriage that y'all are going to continue to do, or are you eventually going to end up getting production from other producers? Or you just?
I'm definitely going to get other production from other producers for sure. But right now, me and my brother are creating magic. You know what I mean? We're creating a formula that is starting to get us well known. So we want to kind of keep that formula right now. But like in the future, you're definitely going to hear that for sure. For sure. We actually got a lot of surprises as far as me rapping over some different beats. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's going to be something different. It's going to be something new, something energizing, something innovative. You know what I mean? It's going to be innovative. So, you know, be on the lookout for that.
All right. And shout out to your brother. Shout out to your brother, man.
Yes, sir. Azzon, best producer. I call him the best artist in the world because he raps, he produces, he makes the hooks. Like this motherfucker he's a problem, man. He's the monster in the hills, man. He gonna get his just due for sure, for sure.
Well, from Gutter Kane and CIRV'N IT RAW to not just King Shampz, but the whole, Dead Wrong. We want to give y'all flowers, right now because a lot of people, wait obviously until a person starts popping or, they get to a certain status in their career and then they want to give them their flowers. We want to give yours right now, because the stuff that you bring into not only the stuff you brought to the table, but the stuff that you bring into the table, the future stuff, the whole King shit. So,
thanks.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm excited to see, what else you and your brother is creating, and bringing to the table. Y'all are doing a lot.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I appreciate you having me on, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that we have a new supporter with you. You know what I mean? That you see the vision, you see where shit is going, man. And it's only up from here. You know what I mean? When we're putting this work in daily, we expect greatness. And when, we get our flowers, you giving me the flowers, it really is humbling, because you're putting this work in consistently. And, we see so many people that don't really get recognized for their work. You know what I'm saying? So if they do get recognized for their work, if you do get that opportunity, man, it's a beautiful thing. So I appreciate that for sure.
Already. And most definitely, man, we can always link up again, and we locked in, so.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. We're going to be creating some more shit together for sure, bro. That's for damn sure.
All righty. Well, hey, I thank you for taking the time. I want to say to all my viewers and listeners, make sure y'all go on Spotify, Apple Music, and all streaming platforms and check out King Shampz, Dead Wrong.
Yes, sir.
Everything that they bring to the table. I want to say thank y'all for, checking out the podcast. It's so raw you can practically OD. And you know, and but like, hey, Shampz, we good, man. We really gonna lock in, man. Especially going into 2025, man. We really gonna.
Oh yeah, nah, for sure. And I appreciate you. And again, y'all, go check that shit out. If you tired of the bullshit, you tired of that lame ass shit, you know what I mean? You want to hear bars, elite bars, production. You want to go in here and hear that lit energy, that new shit, you know what I mean? But it's still hip hop. Go fuck with us, man. Dead Wrong Records, man. Dead Wrong Entertainment. King Shampz, Bon's Corleone project out now on all streaming platforms. Dawn of the Dead's out on all streaming platforms. New Beginnings is out on all streaming platforms. And then the label project, Murder Files, because we got music out. Like he got dope out, nigga, we got dope out. That's what we do here. All right? That's why we linked up, because we got the dope out, nigga. You feel me? So go fuck with us. Whip it up. Whip it up.
Yep, the king has spoken.
I got a pocket full of stones.
Well, hey, man, I ain't gonna hold you up. I thank you for, like I said, man, taking the time out. We damn sure gonna do this again for sure. And
for sure, bro.
And you and your brother, man, y'all have a great Thanksgiving and shit.
For sure. Same to you, man. Same to you, man. We're going to be eating and chilling and building for sure, man. I appreciate you. You're doing a hell of a thing. You know what I mean? We're building your platform up, man, and I salute you. Another black brother doing this thing, man. So thank you for sharing your platform with me.
Already.
Just make sure the coke fire. Told the jeweler cut some links and bring the gold higher.